Okay, hopefully this video goes better than the last one that I made. We get a lot of requests from people asking how to set up the Wi-Fi dimmer, and I figured that I would go through the process of just installing from scratch. So I uninstalled the application. The one difference here is I do have an account in the MagicHome app, so that is going to probably pre-populate when I reinstall the app. But first thing that you do is you take your MagicHome dimmer, and I know it's a weird name and everything else. We've tried a bunch of other dimmers out there. The main reason that we're using this one currently is it doesn't require the use of a hub, which is very important to us. We don't want people to have to buy just another hub just to control the lights. This works entirely based over your Wi-Fi, and it's cloud-based, and there's no need to have additional hardware to control your lights. So first thing that you do is you take the dimmer, and you take your camera app, or if you have a QR code scanning app, put it in photo mode here, and then tap on the URL that pops up, and it takes me, in my case on the iPhone, to the App Store. So now I download the app, going through that here. And just wait for it to install. As you can see, my Wi-Fi connection is pretty strong. So that's one thing you also want to make sure about is that you have a strong Wi-Fi connection for the dimmer. But let's just wait for this to finish installing. I definitely have to upgrade to Fios when they bring it over here. So, all right, there we go. Click on Open, and the app, MagicHome would like to use Bluetooth, enable it, yes. MagicHome would like to find and connect to networks on your local network. Find devices on your local network, yes. Click on that. MagicHome would like to send you notifications, sure, why not, whatever. Okay, so click that, select that, and now I am connected. Let me see if it's on my account. I'm not connected under my account yet. Control smart devices remotely and use third-party devices. So I guess you can do it remotely if you do it with a cloud. Let me try without the cloud app, just out of curiosity now. So add new devices. First I hit the plus button, and then add new devices. It's asking me to sign in. All right, so let me sign in. Let me just put my private information in here. All right. Okay, I did that. Sorry, I had to put my private information in. It says power on device. Make sure the device has not been set up. In other words, if a device has already been set up in the system, it's not going to set up again this way. So in my case, I'm taking an LED strip right here. Fortunately, I have a lot of these laying around, and I connect the MagicHome dimmer on the positive to the female of the strip, and then the female to the positive of the connector. First thing you'll notice is, oh no, it's blinking. People always think it's blinking, there's something wrong with the strip. That's actually a sign that it's in factory mode. So that's good. The fact that it's blinking, that's great. Now, in my case, it's actually now showing discovered devices to be added. You could just select that, and it should take you through the process of the installation pretty much automatically. However, I am going to do something different. I'm going to show what happens in the event that that doesn't work. So we're just going to assume that we tried that and it didn't work, and I'm going to hit cancel. And then I'm going to make sure that it says add manually, and then click on where it says open Wi-Fi settings. Now I'm under Wi-Fi settings. Sorry for my picture there. And then I will look on the list of networks, and there should be one that shows up for this dimmer. If not, let me unplug it and connect it again. Probably was in standby for too long. And there you go. LED net, whatever. That's for me. Yours is going to have different numbers after it. You select that. Now I'm connected to that for my network, and I go back to the MagicHome app. Now it's telling me to choose a network. That's confusing, right? Because I just added a network in the dimmer. But I'm connected to the dimmer as a network. If I tried to do anything on the internet, it wouldn't work. So what I do here is I have a mesh network. I find the one with the strongest signal, and let me enter my password there. Let me just do that off camera real quick. Now it says it's connecting. My Eero, which is my mesh network, shows when new devices are connected. So I will name this one Awesome Bias Light. Done. Now it's showing up in my list of available lights. And if I hit these other ones, it will turn lights on and off around my house. But click this, and it turns off. Click this, again, turns on. If I tap on the actual network name, I can use this dial to choose different brightness levels. You can also create presets based on your preferred brightness level. So if you have one that you prefer in one mode on your television, you can change it. Although I usually find that it's best to leave it at 1. We have references online on our website for the ideal brightness for the bias lights. So that's basically how you do it. Now, the other thing I should add is if you look at my list of devices, I'm showing one called Woohoo. That's one that I was testing out that a customer sent that wasn't connecting. And what I wanted to show is that if you ever do a factory reset on a light, you end up with something called a ghost listing or ghost dimmer in the settings. So right now what's happening is that Woohoo dimmer I've already done a factory reset on. That connection will never work again. So you might think that it's not working because you're trying the connection that you created previously. It's not going to work again. So I'll show you how you do a factory reset. Essentially, you take the power end. If you do the light end, it will not work because it's not losing power. And if you're connected to an AC adapter in the wall, unplugging the AC adapter will not work because there is residual current that prevents you from flashing the dimmer. But essentially, as with many Internet of Things, Wi-Fi bulbs, you want to lose power 3 times. So essentially, I unplug 1, 2, 3. If you have a MediaLight with a switch, you can use that instead. Let me try one more time here. Oh, I think I left it turned off last time. 1, 2. Now it's flashing again. So actually I had to do it 4 times there. You do it until you get this flash. Now it's a new device. So if I want to add a device, I go to add new devices. It shows another controller. Now I'll do it with the automatic method. And I'll just choose Crossway Mountain with the strongest connection. Connection failed to load data. Let's try again. All right, so let's try this again. Let's restart the app and try again. And you do occasionally get failures. I mean, if you've ever tried to connect a printer to a network, sometimes it doesn't go so smoothly. So hit add new devices. Oops. Add new devices. Let me try to reset it one more time. That reset, 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I didn't follow my own advice. What I usually tell people is after they do the flash, wait about 30 seconds for all of the power in the dimmer to dissipate. This is not entirely unlike when you take a router and you unplug it and you might want to wait a minute for any charge to dissipate, for any errors or problems to clear out. So we're just going to let this sit here, let the power dissipate. Maybe shaking it helps to dissipate the power a little bit faster. All right, now I reconnect it. Probably not quite 30 seconds, but now it's showing device to be added. Hit the controller, choose Wi-Fi network. There we go again, confirm. This may take a few minutes. Awesome bias light. I guess it still recognizes the name from before. And there you go. But if you created a new listing for it, or I think in my case, the units that I'm testing, I'm sending out to customers, so that's why I'm not going back to them. You can remove old listings by going under Device Settings, click on it, and click on Delete. Then the dimmer will start to blink again, and there you go. It's removed from the system. So I find that's one thing that's very important, is if you ever have to reset the dimmer, like anytime you have a failed attempt or you get an error and it craps out, just do that flash 3-4 times won't hurt. Leave it unplugged then for 30 seconds. Allow any charge just to dissipate and then try it again. And as you can see, that's how it connected. So you saw the second time was the automatic method. You saw one time that failed and how I recovered it by restarting the lights. And the first time was connecting it in the manual mode. Let me just say this. Don't spend more than about 20 minutes trying to connect these lights. You can waste a whole weekend trying to connect devices. I know I've ruined weekends. My kids wanted to kill me because I was trying to set something up. Set yourself to a 20-minute limit. If you run into problems, contact us. It's possible that a dimmer can go bad. A dimmer can be bad even if we test it under a certain load here. There can be problems. They can be damaged in transit. If you spend more than 20 minutes, let's just send you another dimmer and rule out problems with it there. So I hope that this has been informative. I apologize that it went on a little bit long, but I wanted to show a couple of different installations, and I did it just as you might out of the box, not knowing what would happen. And as you can see, I even did get an error, but I showed how to recover from that. And we do have a list on this page, and I'll put it under comments in case you're finding it under YouTube, that shows you a bunch of different steps to try. If you run into a failure the first time, I actually recommend trying all of the 7 steps on this page at one time. Otherwise, you're going to go through it, try it again, not know if one of the other items is the cause of your issue. So go through the 7-item checklist. It doesn't really take long. Make sure that you've done it, like restart your router. Make sure that the dimmer is in factory mode. All of those things. Make sure that you have sufficient power for the dimmer. Do all of those things and then try to set it up. And if it doesn't work, then you've basically tackled every potential problem that people have ever reported to us. And we'll just assume it's a bad dimmer, send another one. Hopefully it solves the problem. If not, we know we have to dig a little bit deeper, but potentially can save you hours of pulling your hair out of your head, as I've done myself. So thank you very much and have a great day. Bye.